new level of trust with Speaker Johnson that did not exist previously. That's why we have a new speaker. He is a conservative partner who represents the conservative center of the conference. He is a person of integrity, and that's why you saw such unanimous support for him last night and today. And so we'll work hard to get those bills passed. And on a personal standpoint, I voted for a conditional CR on September 29th. I didn't vote for an unconditional CR on September 30th. So.
Would you be open, I mean, what if it's a clean CR that has no spending cuts? Would you be supportive of
Well,
that?
let's see where we are on what we have passed and what kind of a CR he proposes if we don't have anything passed by now.
From the speaker that demonstrates why we united around Mike. And I think he's going to be a good speaker. And there's a lot of unity around him, but sometimes it takes a little while to get there.
Why do you think different factions all kind of rallied behind him?
Well, I mean, again, I think you heard a lot of it from the words that he delivered in his remarks today, but there's always this sort of rally around the existing leadership infrastructure in this town, always. And everything we've been doing this year has been trying to kind of break that and say, look, we have got to return this country to the people and not being micromanaged by a handful of people here in the swamp. And so it's taken a little bit to do that. And we were trying to break through with the rules and the changes in the House. And we did a lot of good things through the year. And, you know, for some, we weren't getting there fast enough. And so we've had this process unfold over the last 3 weeks. And now I think we've got the right guy for the job.
Congressman Burchett, you voted to certify the 2020 presidential election results.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile with the fact that this speaker helped orchestrate some of those objections?
Reasonable disagreement and moving forward.
Congressman Burchett
I still
just said
disagree about moving forward. Yeah.
Appropriations bills. How quickly do you think you can move through these bills and then get to an agreement
Well,
with the Senate?
a lot of the work has been done on the appropriations bills. Like a lot of that was already well underway, well in order. So we've just got to move the two that still haven't gone through committee. We've got the handful that have come out of committee. They were all teed up. We were taking in amendments and all that when all this kind of went off the rails for a few weeks. But all of that was in process. So we got to get right back on the horse and get those moving, get those out. We had a lot teed up to, as I remember correctly, fund 75%-ish of government. And so I think we can get a couple more of those moving and then see what the speaker and our overall team wants to do with respect to any stopgap funding mechanism if we need it.
I mean, Congressman Burchett was just saying that you all didn't have to get any promises from Speaker Johnson on funding. Why do you feel confident that he'll, abide by what you all want of a speaker if he didn't promise you anything or lay out a plan?
Well, it still takes 217 to get something across the floor, and so you got to include everybody in the process. That was, always the case. So. Look, Speaker Johnson, I think, has a instinct to want to be, as he said from the rostrum, a limited government conservative that believes we ought to restrain and cut spending, that we ought to do our job to secure the United States. And I think he was clear about that. So we have a lot of confidence that we're all on the same page about what we're trying to do.
We're going to work immediately, and I look forward to putting in a full day's work.
What was his plan? What did he lay out before you all yesterday? Did he make any promises about government funding?
No, we know his heart, and we know where he's at, and we know he's about single issue funding bills. He's about voting for individual appropriations. He's about passing the budget, which is what we're doing.
Good understanding of what beliefs members have throughout this conference. He understands that it is it's a unique situation with a very slim majority, one that could be slimmer in days. So I think that he has a very good understanding that we need to take control of what we've missed out on in the last 3 weeks, and we need to make sure that members feel comfortable, members compromise. And listen, our goal is to govern, is to deliver for the American people, to hit all of our promises that we made on the campaign and grow our majority.
Speaker Johnson, no real legacy, right? And no votes that could be pointed back for whatever reason were taken maybe 8 years ago or 10 years ago or 12 years ago. I'm in my 5th year here. I feel pretty tenured. Mike Johnson's only one term ahead of me, and he's got enough time here, but not the baggage. And it's certainly in the view, whether it's true or not, that's the perception of the American people.
That ultimately did help him.
It certainly did.